People don't just wake up one day and leave a relationship. They pull away slowly, quietly, and often without even realizing they're doing it. Hey, I'm Cole, a licensed therapist who helps people heal emotional wounds, break toxic cycles, and build real inner peace. And today, I want to talk about 5 behaviors people display right before they emotionally disconnect. And more importantly, how to respond in a way that creates clarity instead of pushing them further away. This isn't about controlling outcomes. It's about responding with emotional intelligence before silence becomes permanent. Pulling away is usually not about a lack of love. It's about emotional overload, unspoken resentment, or feeling unsafe expressing needs. These behaviors are signals, not sentences. If you catch them early and respond well, you give the relationship a real chance to recalibrate. Let's get into it. So, behavior number 1 is emotional flattening. It looks like less warmth, short responses, a neutral tone. They're present but not emotionally available. What's really happening is they're emotionally tired. They've stopped feeling hopeful that expressing themselves will change anything. And address it without pressure by saying, I've noticed you seem a little quieter lately. I'm not upset. I just want to understand what you've been carrying. This works because it names the shift without accusing them. It creates safety instead of demand, and it invites honesty without forcing vulnerability. What not to say is, you've changed. Don't overcompensate with cheerfulness, and don't take flatness personally. The second behavior is reduced initiation. So it looks like you're always the one reaching out. Plans stop being initiated. If you don't text first, nothing happens. What's underneath this behavior is they're emotionally stepping back to see if the connection still exists, or they're already grieving quietly. You address this with dignity by saying, I've noticed I've been initiating most of our time together. I want to check in. How are you feeling about us lately? This works because it invites transparency. It avoids begging or chasing, and it shows a little self-respect. It's important note is if their response is vague or avoidant, this is information, not something to override. Pay attention. Number 3 is avoidance of depth. It looks like conversations staying surface level, emotional topics getting deflected, or serious talks feel brushed off. What's happening for them internally is that they don't feel safe or hopeful enough to go deeper anymore. You can address this gently by saying, I miss feeling emotionally connected to you. Is there something that's made it feel harder to talk openly lately? This works because you express longing instead of criticism. You open the door without cornering them, and you acknowledge emotional distance without blame. A key reminder here is depth can't be demanded. It has to feel safe. Behavior 4, increased irritability or nitpicking. It looks like small things suddenly bothering them, more sarcasm or criticism, or less patience than before. It usually means that they have some type of unspoken resentment, needs that went unmet for too long. And you can address this without being defensive by saying, I feel like there's some frustration between us lately. I want to understand what hasn't been working for you. This works because it validates their experience without agreeing to mistreatment. It invites clarity instead of escalation, and it shows emotional maturity. Don't do this though. Don't argue each detail. Don't become hyper defensive, and don't ignore repeated criticism. The 5th and final behavior is a shift from we to I. This looks like future plans not including you anymore. Language becomes more individual, or emotional independence increases. This signals that they're emotionally separating before making a physical decision. You can address this clearly and calmly by saying, I've noticed we don't talk about the future together as much. I want to ask openly, do you still see us moving forward as a team? This matters because the question brings things into the light. Avoiding it doesn't save the relationship. Clarity does. If you try and they still pull away, remember this. You can do everything right and still not get the outcome you want. Addressing these behaviors isn't about preventing loss at all costs. It's about showing up with self-respect, honesty, and emotional integrity. Sometimes the win isn't saving the relationship, it's saving yourself from confusion, self blame, and prolonged emotional limbo. If you recognize yourself in this video, either as the person pulling away or the one trying to understand why, there is nothing wrong with you. These patterns come from survival, not failure. If this helped you gain clarity, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who may need this conversation. And let me know in the comments, which behavior did you recognize first? And as always, keep showing up for yourself, because that's how real change happens. Peace.